Public speaking, one of mankind's biggest fears, known also otherwise as glossophobia. About 83% of the world suffers from this particular issue, and that's called glossophobia. It's the fear of public speaking, or the anxiety that you face when you stand in front of an audience and you want to present yourself or your speech. Just imagine about 83% of the world actually having a fear that is so dominant. It's even bigger than the fear of death, or the fear of darkness, or the fear of the unknown. That's how big this is. So today I'm here to tell you something about how you can probably start mastering the art of public speaking. Just one of those steps in your body language. It's also said that about 55% of the focus of the human attention, or that people focus on about the way you speak or the way you present, is on your body language and the way you present yourself. 55%, and that's a huge number when it comes to how you are perceived by your audience. So what can make your public speaking skills, or your presentation, or even your confidence come across as something which stands out? So here's a few list of things that you might want to look into, a few tips. The first thing is smile. The number one influencing skill is the art of smiling, and smiling effectively, so that people get attracted to what you are speaking and they're drawn towards you, right? The second thing you need to understand is your eye contact. When you speak to your audience, try to look at them in the eyes. Now, this can also be tricky for a lot of people who are already facing fear or anxiety. So a tip is, look at their foreheads. Don't look into their eyes. You could probably look at their foreheads. Now, there's also a kind of a joke that people make. I don't know if this is true, that you can actually imagine that your audience is literally naked. If you can portray yourself, or you can think or imagine that your audience is sitting there naked, it kind of diminishes or eliminates the fear of public speaking. Now, I'm not quite sure if this works, but if it works for you, then voila, very good for you. So that was about eye contact. The other thing is about keeping your chin up when you are talking. You need to ensure that your head is always facing at this level, or just looking at the audience and their faces and making the movement according to that. Then about keeping your chest abreast up. It's very important to understand that you face your audience with more confidence, and that can be portrayed in your body language, in the way you hold up your chest. And then it's about your shoulders. Never droop your shoulders down when you stand in front of your audience. It's also very important to understand that when you walk around, it creates more impact as you gradually make your audience look at you and your body movement. This creates a lot of impact in your speech and avoids the monotony to a large extent. So these are some of the tips that you can probably be looking at when you are building that confidence, right? And it's important to understand that your gestures are very, very impactful and can create that drawing experience that you're looking for when you speak to an audience. For example, you can keep looking at my hands, the way I move my hands, the way I'm trying to create impact, the way we are trying to imagine what we are trying to say, and that reflects in our gestures. To summarize, you might be wondering what we're talking about once again. So that's about your facial expressions, which is starting with a smile, your eye contact, your gestures, your posture, the way you move your body language, the way you hold up your chin, your shoulders, and your chest. These are some of the tips that can make you an exemplary speaker and exceptional in the way you are portraying yourself.